Where is your money going? What is happening? How come you get paid and then you have nothing left 2 days later and you're struggling to get your bills paid? You're struggling to get rent paid. It's due in like a week. And you know damn well you don't have enough money right now to pay your rent. But it's due in about a week. And that check that you just got, it's gone. And to begin with, it wouldn't even cover your rent. Bet you're wondering, why the hell am I always broke? Why the hell do I never have enough money to go out and do things and pay my bills? You know, it's two options that we have to make in life. Do you go out and have fun, or do you have another month in your house and pay your rent and pay your bills, your utilities, and buy the things that you need for your house, your essentials? And food, let's not forget food. That's expensive. But you're wondering why you're always broke a day or two after payday. Well, it's because your friends contact you and they're at the bar. So you're like, you know what? I want to have some drinks. I worked all week. I'm exhausted. I'm tired and I want to enjoy myself. So let's go to the bar. So you go to the bar. You buy some beers. You buy some bar food. Maybe some onion rings or some chicken strips or some fries. And that cost you about $15 right there. And the beers is another, I don't know, $20, $25. So right off the bat, you spend about $35, somewhere around that. Maybe 40. Let's say 40 because you got to tip your bartenders and whatnot out there too. So let's say about $40 you spent already at the bar. And then your buddy's like, hey, guess what? I'm hungry. I want an actual meal. So then you're like, okay, let's go out to dinner. You accept. You take on that challenge, knowing that you are not going to have enough money the next day. So then you guys move the party to a nice restaurant. No, you're not going to no McDonald's or Burger King. You're going to an actual freaking restaurant, okay? You want a steak. You want a steak dinner. And that's going to run you about another $35 between your drink and your meal, because steak is not cheap these days. No siree. It is expensive as all hell. Your meal is done. You tip your waitress. That's another $10 right there, right off the bat. And then you realize you didn't drive there. You hitched a ride with your friend. But your friend says, hey man, I'm sorry, it's getting late. And can you Uber home? And you're like, yeah, I guess so. So then you end up Ubering home. And that's another $15 right there. And right off the bat, you've already spent close to about $100 just in one night. One night alone, you just spent $100. And that was Friday night. So come Saturday night, your friends hit you up again. They want to go bar hopping. And for those of you guys that are not familiar with this, bar hopping is when you hit up multiple bars in one day or night, whatever. You don't just go to one, you're going to multiple. So that's what they do. They go to different bars, have a few drinks at each bar. And then you go around and you're spending about $30 at each bar, hit up several different bars, you spend another $100, boom, $200 out of your $600 paycheck, gone right there. You're down to $400. You wake up Sunday morning hungover, not feeling too well, you know, full of greasy food and beer and booze, whatever. I don't know, whatever your alcohol of choice is. Anyway, you wake up the next morning, you don't feel too good, and you check your email. And you get an email for some overdue bills. Your bills are overdue. You didn't realize it. Oh, man, I wish I knew this on Friday when I got paid. You had no idea that your freaking bills were due. You got a water bill for $200, and then you got an electric bill for $150. Right off the bat, you just spent another $350. Boom, right there, $350, plus the other $200. What does that leave us with, guys? You guessed it, we're left with $50 for the rest of the work week. And let me tell you something. Do you know what you're having for lunch each day of this work week? Peanut butter jelly sandwiches and ramen. That is what you live off of for lunch and dinner. Enjoy. That is your meals for the next week until payday because you decided to screw up. And it happens. I'm not blaming anybody in particular. I'm not picking on anyone on this video. I'm just saying this is a common strut that we get stuck into. You know, this is a common theme in our day-to-day lives, especially if you're working for a lower wage, I guess you could say. I don't even know what you consider lower anymore. It's like back in the day, $600 a week, $700 a week would be considered really well. You'd be well off. But nowadays, it's like middle. It's like middle class, if that, you know. You're struggling. You're barely getting by with that. And it's actually insane how we have to live sometimes with it. But you know what? We make bad decisions in life, bad financial decisions, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm still learning how to spend my money wisely. I'm still learning what to do. And I know it's hard to save. I know it's hard to budget and finance different things. Life is challenging. It's very tricky that way. And sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and you got to start understanding where your money is going. You got to start realizing that you don't need to go out every weekend. You need to save some of that money. You need to invest it. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you how much to save or how to save or what to invest in. I don't know these things. Everybody has their own things that work for them. I'm not going to make that decision for you. We just tend to burn through all of our money so fast and so quick before we even get a chance to actually do anything with it. You got to separate your money. You got to take what you need for bills, put that aside. What you need for your rent, because rent is its like own bill. Rent's usually over $1,000 for everybody here anymore. Okay, let's face facts. Nobody's paying under $1,000 for rent anywhere on this planet. Well, in the United States. And then you need to put money away for savings. That's what I recommend. Put something away for savings. Try to accumulate some savings. Damn it, I know it's hard, but a little bit each week can come a long way over a long period of time. And having a 401k helps too, if your company provides that. And then the money that you want to actually spend, and make that a smaller amount. Everybody says, 33%, 33%, 33%. No, that's not a good idea. Your amount for like spending just for fun, for leisure, whatever you want to call it, make it the smallest amount. Seriously. I know it's going to suck for a little while, but you're going to be glad that you did. Something that I do personally is I always focus on my rent. I know how much I need to spend each month on my rent. I know how much money needs to come out of my check each week for rent. It's a scary number, believe me, and I'm sure it's scary for you guys too, but finding out what needs to come out of each paycheck for rent is going to help you big time, because then you're going to start figuring out how much money you're left with. And then you figure out your bills in between those paychecks or those weeks or bi-weekly or whatever, however often you're paid. And then you start figuring out your bills. From there, you then figure out how much money you have left over, really, to spend. Because what you make and what you're able to spend are two completely different things. That's all I got to say about that. I wish you guys the best of luck in this process. Again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not into finance at all. This is something that I just wanted to share with you. I want to make a few videos kind of similar to this and continue on the process and share my experiences with you guys. Thank you all so much for listening. I do appreciate it. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. My social media links, I'm putting them down below if you want to follow me on my socials. That was a lot to say all in one go. Hit that subscribe button if you have yet to do so. And I shall see you guys again soon. Stay rad, stay positive, and peace.